Y'all see this more often than anything, right? This is going to be more of a New Year's rant more than anything, but we're well past the new year now. By now, you have to understand that when you level up, whatever that is for you, that somewhere in the background are one or more leverage brokers. When I say leverage brokers, I mean people who knew things about you that you may remember vividly that are embarrassing or that you forgot years ago. And they either have or don't have receipts, but somewhere along the line, these things happened. This is why I bring this up. I don't have favorite celebrity, but I like to use them as a springboard. And here's the thing, I won't put up articles this time. Kevin Hart finally won a lawsuit to not have to pay $12 million in arbitration to a former friend, whom, it's my understanding, Kevin may have said leaked a sex tape of him. And come to find out that that may or may not be true or false, because the person won that court case, which dragged out for 6 to 7 years, I want to believe. So in addition to Kevin Hart's other issues with Diddy especially and other things, his restaurants abruptly closing down in California, his vegan restaurants, which to my knowledge were successful. Other celebrities have run into this issue. Anyone that was associated with Diddy, they're now trying to drag, whether it's true or false. And look, I'm not here to defend the man. I'm not a fan. I don't care. I've been saying years ago, there's a video called Puffy's Poison. Then Madonna's brother passed away, and people were still giving her a hard time. How can you be a multimillionaire and your brother be poor? Because we equate having money with giving it to people, and the public doesn't really know if that person is or isn't responsible. That latter one is the one with Madonna that bothers me the most. Because people use leverage out of the form of obligation. The leverage broking is this person is your blood, your flesh and blood. And I'm going to do a video at some other time. Blood is thicker than water. I don't think it always is, and we'll touch that at a later date. Understand, and this is a quick rant as I told y'all, no matter what you've done in the past, what you do in the present, somebody's going to wait for you to slip up, both in public and behind the scenes, and they're going to wait for the right time to come out and reveal something about you. We've even seen this with YouTube personalities, where the second someone blows up, they have to, namely DoorDash, and I don't know much about that, but I know enough to know that people are coming at her fast and furious. But as of this recording, because I pre-recorded it on November 1st, 2024, it might start to filter out by 2025, because this stuff is really only 15 minutes of fame. You get famous on YouTube, people might know you, but you may have, if you go extremely famous, 10 years in you, not even that. If somebody had told me years ago that FouseyTube would kind of dwindle, I would never have believed you. Because in my late 30s, he was the YouTube comedian, in my opinion. But at some point, the leverage snuck in. I know this, and this about you. Please accept that you have a past, some of it out of your control, and some of it was your fault. We all have that. What you need to also not be so naive about, because lots of people that are subscribed to me want to eventually have bigger channels. I don't, and it's not for the reason that people know things about me. It's because I don't see the return on this investment. That's just me, and that's from a person who's about to start making soap soon if I haven't already, because all of my molds are finally in. Please understand that your silence is golden and that you don't always have to be burdened by your past. Because someone's going to wait till you get to the extreme amount of fame to do something. We saw this in the 80s with Vanessa Williams when she was the first Black Miss America, and then those photos came out, and now young women do this all the time. They don't blink. Some have done worse than she had, and they were non-Black and got by with it. And we can pretend that that's not an issue, but to a degree it is. Even as society has become more forgiving and see nuance, the people around you who want leverage on you do not. If you're going to get bigger, talking about your 10 grand plus on YouTube with lots of subs, it could even be, let me go 5K, I'll be generous and say 5K. Understand that somebody somewhere is going to expose you. And that you've got to learn that if you're going to treat this as a business, how to handle yourself. And although I don't care for celebrities, what I am tired of is seeing people who did get what they have dragged through the mud. And you can say, well, that person just benefited from nepotism and things behind the scenes. That can be entirely true. But what kind of person are you that you know something is wrong with that person, dirty, or you need to humiliate them, and you sit back and wait, 5, 10, 20 years later to come out and say something? What does that make you, leverage broker? There will always be leverage brokers in the level up. If you're going to get big on this, be ready and be prepared for the fact that eventually somebody's going to try to expose you. Because these people are callous and just don't care for your well-being.